Good Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Hump day. The best day of your life. Coach Sasser taught me that. A little wet this morning, a little drizzling. If you're going to be out and about early, proceed with caution. A little slippery out there this morning. Good morning, Ken Wood. Good morning, Kim Williams, one of the girls of 87. Zeke Smith's in. Good morning to you. Good morning, Hot Rod. Teammate, yes, sir. Chef Adams in. Good morning to you. Sherry Weaver. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, pal.
Cupcakes. Wonder what he's got on the brain this morning. Yeah. I mean, tell you what, man. How about this deck we're sitting out on?
That's pretty sporty.
Pretty sporty.
Good morning, Miss McKenzie. She was my fourth grade teacher.
Good morning, Miss McKenzie. Yeah. How was the council meeting?
It was good. I had Meg in and recognized her stellar season once again.
Can't recognize that enough, can you?
Yeah, she's piling them up.
I mean, and still, what did you say? I love the caveat you always hit it with. And she still, according to about AL.com or Alabama, the only second team All-American.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Good morning, Diane. Doesn't make any sense, does it?
This is amazing.
And there was there was a recognizable online site that recognized her, that honored her with Female Athlete of the Year. I can't remember the name of it, but they were recognizable.
I heard somebody else told me that.
Yeah.
They said, "Do you know who this is?" I said, "I don't recognize them."
Yeah, they were good.
I don't know.
But
I know who Meg is.
Yeah, it was a nice moment for she and her family to come up and be honored by the city. And,
morning, Fuquay.
Good day.
No, that is good, and look, she deserves it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she certainly deserves it. So, is she planning to pursue that as far as she can? As far as
she's committed to West Florida right now.
Right.
We'll see if that's where the end destination is or not. I don't know. I mean, I would.
Is there past college? Is there anything?
They have a pro league now. Montana's in it.
Do they?
It's the money's great money. Don't get me wrong. It's not nearly as lucrative as the baseball side of it.
Right.
But no, you can make some good coin.
Well, I tell you, I mean, the reason I'm asking it seems like softball is gaining in popularity.
Yeah,
very fast.
Easy game to watch.
Yeah,
fast pace.
Yeah,
athleticism's always on display. I mean, it's.
And I'm gonna tell you, I
trending in the right direction.
I can just appreciate. You have a daughter. I have a daughter. I can appreciate a bunch of young ladies that get out there and put it all out there and leave it all out there, on the field. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I was actually thinking about this over the weekend, and this is not to be critical of any entity or any person, but like Title IX came about in the early 70s, and Title IX, in a nutshell, was to make sure there was equal opportunity for girls as there was for boys.
That's right.
And, when I was coming up at Miller, there wasn't the same opportunities. And once again, it's not political. This is not political.
No,
I was sitting there thinking it seemed normal that there wasn't. And now as a parent of a daughter, I'm sitting there thinking, when I was at Miller, the girls had basketball, tennis, and track.
Yep. That's what they had off there.
And that's just what it was. And and it didn't seem like there was anything wrong with that. That did not seem unfair at the time. But I know from firsthand experience on being on both sides of it what athletics can do, or what extracurricular activities can do. It can be band, it could be a science club, it could be any number of things. But the fact that those opportunities were not more is strange to me, considering the law came into effect in the early 70s, and the people who pioneered those efforts, and of course, things are certainly different now. Those were champion causes, and
like I said, this has nothing to do with politics. I got a daughter, so I'm looking at it from through the eyes of a daddy. But when you look at that, I'm like you. I look back on that and think, well, I didn't think there was anything but wrong with it. You didn't think anything about it. But I don't know that there was a lot of schools around our area that had a lot of girls' sports, period, at that time.
No, it came late in South Alabama.
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I think we were kind of behind the curve on it. You know,
I've said this for several years now. You can make a strong argument that the girls are the better athletes at the school and have been for 10 years. I mean, you look at this most recent season. The girls' volleyball team went to Birmingham.
Yep.
I think there's only 8 teams or maybe 4 teams that make that trip.
Yep.
The girls' basketball team went to the Final Four. The girls' softball team was 1 game away from the Final Four.
Right.
I mean, they're doing it big time up there.
No doubt. That's what I mean. And I'm like you.
The girls' tennis team, I think, made the state.
When did you say Title IX came into effect? When?
It was in the early 70s. I don't know if it's 72, 73.
And so, really, when more things other than tennis, track, and girls' basketball got added was probably, what, the mid-90s?
I don't know. I don't know when volleyball came. I don't know when the softball. I think the softball came mid to late 90s, and volleyball might have been late 90s.
Yeah. I think that, because didn't they start the softball with slow pitch? And then maybe a year or two of that, they moved into the fast pitch thing?
I can't remember.
I just remember that they, when they started that, it was, softball was becoming kind of big, but now it's, that's why I was curious if they had a professional league.
Yeah, there is one. The season's not near as long as the baseball season. The money's not quite as big, but it's good money.
Yeah.
I mean,
so do you see it gaining in popularity?
It all comes on the corporate sponsorships is where it's at. The TV contracts. If it can be sold, then it'll grow. And if it can't, then it won't.
Let's see here. Good morning, Timmy Wiggins. Chief. Good morning, Steve. Miss Wanda Green, good morning to you. Brent Edwards, good morning, classmate.
Morning, Brent.
Brent, what'd you think about Coach Riggs' number 6 team of the best T.R. Miller football teams of all time? Brent played on that team.
He did.
I would definitely say that Brent probably has the same opinion that I do. I don't know how that team was number 6, but okay. Good morning, Ron Kennedy. Ron said, let's see.
Good morning, teammate.
Where did I see that? What did he say? Somebody said something and I can't find it now. Oh well. Anyway. Auburn certainly benefits from those additional sports. Horse shows have extended the rolling season. I tell you what, man. I don't know, which one of them is the sharpest, but it seems like they're on fire when it's just one of them. And then when they get together, it's like Rondon that turns into that act.
I promise you, the other one's close by. I promise.
He's circling like them busters, is what you saying.
He's never far away.
Well.
Never far away.
There's Ron Kennedy. He said, broadcasting over WKRP this morning in Cincy.
How about that?
Morning, Keith Allen.
Morning, teammate.
Billie Jean, good morning. Miss Donna Massel, good morning, Donna.
Morning, Donna.
Brent, I wouldn't want to play that team. They were stacked. DJ, in all seriousness, I trust your opinion on this as much as I would more than anybody's. don't you feel like that team could have played anybody in the state?
Anybody in the state.
I mean, seriously.
Anytime, anywhere.
Right. I don't care what age you were.
They would have physically held up. They would have flourished. And
they may have won the game.
They may have won the game, yeah.
I mean, I believe you could have put that team up against Vog and all the big ones back in those days.
I'll just hold on to somebody had to be 6.
Well, you said it right. I mean, but I'm telling you this, that team would have been. Now, I'm not questioning Coach Riggs.
Sure.
I don't want to say that.
Sure.
I mean, hey, that's Coach's list and the committee's list, and I get it. And
it wasn't Coach's list.
Right. It was the committee that did it.
Yes.
Coach is just putting out what the committee. But I'm saying I'm not like going after Coach Riggs. That's not what I'm saying.
Let's just say if we fed all the data into Whopper, it would probably look a little different.
It probably would. I was about to say Whopper might have had a different opinion.
Whopper would have probably spit something out a little different.
Yeah. I'm like Brent. I wouldn't want to play that team either. Would you have been like what was the basketball player's name, DJ, that come on the court over there that night to that song Basketball that you said? Larry
Rembert.
Yeah.
Larry Rembert.
If you'd been on the opposing team watching that 90 team hit the field, what would you have been sitting over there thinking?
The same thing I was thinking in Orville, Alabama at Keith High School that night.
Which is, what have I got myself?
Can y'all go ahead and start the clock? And let's get this thing,
Don't ever call a travel foul. Don't leave. Let us get out of here.
Give us our turkey sandwich. Let us go home, man.
Yeah, we got to go.
God.
I'll tell you, man, I remember in 91, Brent will remember this, I know. You will remember this. In the playoffs, we went to Daleville, and Chip Hines kicked a free kick right before half to make it 16-14. Is that right?
That sounds right.
Yeah. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that to say this. When Daleville started coming on the field, and all black, I remember looking at somebody next to him, I said, oh, boy, because they just kept coming. I mean, they had a pile of football players, and they had a good football team.
Yeah. Oh, they were great. Devil was great.
Yeah, they had a great football team.
They had a bunch of guys that played on Saturday.
Yes, they did.
A bunch.
And but I'll tell you what, Miller, they hung in there with them, and they won. But I'll tell you this, it was that free kick. And the crazy thing, the refs had to get together and discuss, because I don't even think they knew what it was.
Could you imagine doing that today? They would never figure it out today. They would never figure it out.
For what you say, the state of the referees are in. Listen, there'd be a 3-hour conference over on the sideline. They probably have to get somebody on the phone and say, what's going on down here? I mean, I don't think they'd ever know.
They'd have no chance of navigating that.
Brent says, I'm being serious. The 91 team would have had their hands full. That bunch was like playing our big brothers in a game that never turns out good. Heck, we'd never seen a free kick. I know. Nobody had.
Yeah.
And, good morning, Hank. I was on that kick team and didn't have a clue.
We tried it, and his kick, Chip's kick that night was about 47 yards. We tried it in 84 at Jackson.
Morning, boss man.
And it was like 50 or 51, and Michael Herbert, called him Mook, had a free kick at the end of the game, and he missed his. It was wide. I'll never forget it. It had the distance. It was wide left, and then we lost that game in overtime. That was, it was the last play of regulation. Tried to free kick, and
I'll tell you this.
That's only 2 times I've seen it.
I'll tell you this. When Chip kicked that ball, there was no doubt where that ball was going.
Yeah, he was good.
I mean, it went out of the field.
Yeah, he was good.
That was a crazy. I remember everybody was looking around going, has something happened?
Yeah.
Has it stopped? Because you were there.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, like you said it best. Somebody had to be number 6. But listen, it concerns me. Not concerns me. I can't wait to hear 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah, it's coming.
Because if that team's number 6,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So
good morning, boss man.
Ronnie Mack, are y'all looking forward to the Olympics? Did you see that high school young man make the relay team? Unbelievable for his age. I did not.
I saw that. Yeah. I think he's, I want to say he's 16.
And made the Olympics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so he's a phenom.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Good morning, JP.
Morning, Coach.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, I haven't watched the Olympics that much in recent history. Do you?
I like it. Yeah.
Do you like to watch?
Mm.
I used to love to sit and like watch all that stuff. I don't know. It seems too commercialized now. You know what I'm saying? Like if you try to watch it, you're going to see. It seems like 100 commercials in about a 3-hour span. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you just let it play? You let record it and then come back and watch it?
No, I'll watch it live.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite Olympic event?
I like the track and field stuff, especially the sprints.
Yeah.
I like the basketball, obviously. I like to watch a little bit of all of it. I mean, because they're all amazing in their own right.
It really is.
It's pretty good stuff.
I'm gonna tell you what. The one that amazes me, and I don't know what you call it, but it's the one. Is it called curling?
I was just going to say this. That's the Winter Olympics, and it's curling. But is that not Rondine? I mean, when they get out there, they let it.
How does that work?
That's got Rondine
It's
written
got
all over it.
We need to set up one of those things and have them come in there regalia.
And I can see Don just working the broom, and Ron just letting it go so effortlessly and artistically
and listen,
all
who's going to be out there?
out,
Who's going to be out there in front of it? Is that going to be? That's
Donald.
Is that going to be Don out there? Making sure that thing comes down that track.
Yeah, Ron's the more prissy one. He's the one that gets into a split and releases the disc, and it kind of feathers it out there.
Oh, speaking of that, good morning, D-Top.
I told you, man.
He never far.
Yeah, he's never far.
He's never far. Never far away. No, but I've always thought that was like one of the weirdest events. But I get hypnotized watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit there, next thing I know, I've been watching it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'm so amazed at how they do that.
Yeah.
Ron, Don, can y'all explain to us how you do that?
The brusher.
The brusher. Is that the correct title name for that person?
I don't know.
If it is, listen, D-Top just got a new name. If that's the real name for what they call that, D-Top just became the brusher.
The brusher.
Crush it, brush it, or was it brush it,
brush it and crush
brush it, crush it. T-Bone, you got a natural born crusher already. You just need to get with him. That's it. He's got it down. Good morning, Steve. Steve had a birthday. When was that?
I think it was Monday, maybe.
Yeah. Happy late birthday, Steve. 2028 OCR will be an Olympic event. Bruton is a qualifying race.
Yes. You can
Really?
you can potentially qualify for the Olympics right here in Bruton, Alabama.
At the Mud Run?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that work? Is that part of like a...
I guess the course is deemed challenging enough that if you have a time...
Well, you've ran it.
I can take it out.
I was going to say, you got personal first-hand experience with that, don't you?
I don't know where the 2028 Olympics are going to be, but if they can simulate the shoe sucker, I'd love to see it.
Say, listen, it's going to test some Olympic athletes is what you're saying.
Bad stuff.
That anybody ever asked me about that, they're like, is that kind of a dumbed down thing in Bruton? I said, not from what I understand.
No, it's real.
I said, from what I understand, it's the real deal.
It's real.
So, let's see. Good morning, Ace.
Good morning, Ace. West End's in here.
Yeah, that's really cool though. That's an Olympic
qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. That's something neat. Listen, I can't get that picture out of my head of D-Top out in front of that thing with that broom. Let me ask you this. Where do you think that sport came from? I mean, like, whoever came up decided that they want to throw a puck down. Ain't that basically what it is? A puck?
It looks like a coffee pot almost to me.
Yeah.
It's got that handle on it. It's a.
I mean, like, what was that born in England? Is that some English thing?
I don't know the
origin of it. In cricket, that's an English thing, right?
I don't know.
And cricket, isn't that where our baseball came from? Was cricket?
I don't know which one was invented first.
I've thought that baseball came from cricket. But now listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like you. I'll sit there and watch that stuff, but I haven't watched it in a few years just because it got so commercialized. It's just all commercials, you know. But Shoe Sucker is its own event. I would agree with that because I remember seeing a picture of DJ coming up out of that thing, and wasn't somebody, was it Carol that was standing there taking pictures of people?
I can't remember who it was.
Somebody did. Somewhere that has ice. Has DJ laid down the tube socks?
No. They're just.
Morning, Miss Ann.
Got a lot of dirty clothes right now. I need to. Got that on the list of things to do.
Listen, he's in the lower third of the closet right now. Yeah. That's what he's saying. The estate is having to do things. Maybe
if today will be a rain day, I can go back and get some domestic duties that need to be addressed.
Get some things done. Yeah. Chef Adam, I was right. Somewhere that has ice, no doubt. Speaking of that,
according to a wiki, there it looked like it apparently started in Scotland.
Okay.
Cricket did?
No, the curling.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would assume Sweden or Norway myself, but
okay. Well, that makes sense.
Braveheart.
Yeah. I know with you talk about you went and seen Horizon at the movie theater.
Terrible movie.
I know you said it was awful, so
Terrible.
You're probably looking for a better experience
Terrible movie.
To go back on. You know, they just dropped the trailer for Gladiator 2.
I haven't seen Gladiator 1. What's that about?
Oh, well, it's Caesar and that kind of thing. You know, Russell Crowe was in the first one.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to be in this next one, but Paul Mescal, whoever that is, I'm not sure. But supposedly it's coming out in November in theaters.
Okay.
Now, you've probably seen this one. The sequel to The Devil Wears Prada is coming out. As in the works. I figured you probably hadn't seen that one. I'd go over some stock stuff that had changed, but being that you can't touch it and feel it, you don't care about it. It ain't part of the estate, is what you're saying.
Not at all. It's not in my portfolio.
Let's see here. There was something else I had. Where is it at? I had it pulled up and I've lost it. Oh, well, it'll come. I'll find it again. So what you got going on for the rest of the week?
I'm on be out of town Thursday, I believe. I think I'll be back down in Panama City Thursday. Work-related stuff. Be here most of the day today. And then see you on Friday.
Are you much of a cruise person?
I've never been on one.
Would you go?
I'm assuming there are different lengths of time that you can be at sea.
Yeah.
I could probably do a short one, a 3-day deal. I don't know that I could do a 5 or a 6-day deal if those are even available, but I don't know that I would care for that.
I just know that Disney's got a new boat they're going to build or what have you, and it's going to set sail from Tokyo. I don't know, but they've got a bunch of them.
If I was going to do one, just the pictures I've seen that of people that have gone on them, I've always enjoyed seeing the pictures of those Alaskan cruises when they're up there around the ice and stuff.
I think I'd enjoy that.
I think now, those are always pretty cool looking pictures to me.
I wouldn't want to go back on another like cruise,
yeah,
but I'd love to do that. Yeah. I'm like you now. The way that all looks and being able to get out, and I think they dock up at some places
Yeah.
you get to eat and that kind of thing. So I think that'd be fun. Let's see here.
Happy birthday, Jesse Rigby.
There you go.
Your cousin's birthday today.
Birthday, Jesse. I didn't know that.
You need to take him to lunch today.
I ought to. But
But you didn't say you were.
No, I didn't say I would. Let me tell you why. If you go by there and try to get you can't get him to leave. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I ought to do that.
Oh, I ought
I'm not
to.
going to, but I
Yeah,
ought to.
that's a great thought. This is what it is. Listen, I'm not much of a beer drinker, so I don't know. But like, I saw this story of this non-alcoholic beer company that basically just has cool branding on their bottles and stuff, and they got evaluated for the stock market for an IPO
Mm-hmm.
at $800 million for a non-alcoholic beverage,
Wow.
all because of instead of it being white, it's some sort of, designs on it and things. I mean, I guess that just means that, if you can take, what do they call impressionist art, you just throw paint up on the wall and they sell it for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Have you ever understood why art, like all these famous art, like people, painters and so, but like, why is that stuff worth so much money?
We talked about it with the baseball cards. I mean, I can tell you what it's worth to me.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. I'm just telling you. D-Top, I'm starting to feel like DJ during the fall, cutting grass every 5 days.
It's definitely growing.
It's definitely
The
growing.
growing season is at its peak, I would say.
Yeah. My pal will probably like Despicable Me 4. D-Tom, he probably needs to get all the socks from under the bed. Adam says happy tissues. Perry, let's see. Good morning, Perry. Shout out. That's right. To Jesse, good morning. Writing back, I think I'm going to start calling him.
Here we go.
Okay, is the U long or short?
Let's groove. Get that exit music queued up, Sharp. Get them ones and the twos ready.
Oh, man. Timmy said, I'd like to go on one of the train trips in like Ireland, but not right now. Yeah. I'd love to go on one of those trains like that too. I've always said I wanted to go cross country.
I'm very interested in doing a train trip. I've seen a lot of reviews that say they're not great, but I still wouldn't mind doing it.
Well, I think that I've seen a lot of those reviews as well, but I don't know what people think they're getting into.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe they have bigger expectations than they should. Because, I mean, you're going to be on a train, you can't expect to have all that much room.
Yeah.
And Amtrak's only going to be as nice as it can be.
I think the only train I've ever been on was a Runaway Mine train, Six Flags.
Delilah. Listen, so you don't mind riding that train?
Once.
You
Rode it once.
did get on it once.
One time.
Did you wouldn't get back on it?
Nope.
And listen, that's not that bad.
It was enough.
That ending there.
I went and got some cotton candy and found a shady spot and spent the next 6 hours there. All for $70.
How long did you stay in line to get on that thing?
It was a lengthy line, the best I remember.
Yeah.
I think I was 16 or 17 when I went on it with a church group. And yeah, it was a lengthy line, but
So you're not a roller coaster fan?
not at all.
Is that the only one you've ever rode?
No, I rode Space Mountain at Walt Disney. And just
Well, it's dark in there, so
Yeah.
you don't have a clue what was going on. You just knew you was getting jerked around a lot.
Yep. And I guess that's probably the only 2 roller coasters I guess I've been on.
Well, I mean, the mine train, that one there towards the end gets a little hairy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can see where you get a little. Now, Space Mountain, it's so dark you don't even know what's happening in
No,
there.
no, you don't know.
So, I mean, really, it's just I'm gonna tell you one thing I like about Space Mountain. If you hot, you won't be when you get in that place. It's cold in there. Let's see.
I think I did 7 tours of the Hall of the Presidents.
Hey,
I just kept looping it.
is that crazy though? Is that not nuts? How
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I sit there, I'll watch it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I'm just impressed by, they do, if you've seen it that many times, they don't do the same one every time.
No. I said the very first time I went to Walt Disney and went to your host was the current president, and it was President Ford.
Yep.
And then the most recent time I went, it was Trump.
Yeah.
And of course it was just wild seeing all the presidents that had been added since 76.
I know.
That was just wild.
Sitting up there, and some of them are turning their heads and stuff around and look. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But now listen, Disney does that stuff better than anybody. And what I like about it too is it's not like sitting up there giving these long speeches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really, what do they call that area over there? Frontierland?
Frontierland.
Yeah, that's right. There's no demand for the Greyhound bus tour.
Do they still have Greyhound buses?
I guess. I mean, let's see. What was that? Oh, yeah. Showing my age, D. Tomp says, but the big ride was the Scream Machine at Six Flags.
I can tell you what was bigger was the Screamy Mimi at Wally World.
First one's here.
We should have told you up front. The Screamy Mimi.
I really don't like going on these things.
Here we go.
I really don't like going on these things.
Here we go. Here we go.
I really, really, really don't like going on these things.
The big rides. The big rides.
Look, man.
Come on. Take us to the big rides.
John Candy left us too early, didn't he?
One of them, yeah. He was good.
I mean, was he not classic in every movie he played in? I mean, for real, man. Like, did he get blown up in Stripes? Is that where he, like, kind of made his mark?
I think so. He got put on the cover of Teen Beat after that movie. And there he went. From there it was Uncle
You
Buck.
had your subscription, is that what you said?
From there it was Uncle Buck, The Great Outdoors.
It's an Uncle Buck with a bear's jumping up and down on top of him when he breaks through the front door.
I think that's The Great Outdoors.
That's the Great Outdoor. That's it. And he's jumping up and down on him, and all of his nieces and nephews.
Bear. Big bear.
Bear.
Big bear.
Big bear.
Big bear.
Yeah, he went too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy would have been like Belushi, Chris Farley, like all those guys.
Stripes was a great movie.
Stripes
probably doesn't get mentioned as much as it should. Stripes was a great movie.
Look at the lineup in that movie.
Stripes was a great movie.
That movie was a great movie. I mean, you talk about legends of the screen. That movie was full of them, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And of course, I think that's probably where they got some of the Ghostbusters team from.
Sure.
Because, 3 of them came from there, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, no, Stripes is a great movie. What was that other movie that John Candy was in? It was so funny. On Home Alone.
Yeah.
Where they'd load the mama up in the back of that van. They playing polka music.
Yeah.
He's the polka king. Morning, Danny Rowland. I think DJ honed his dance moves watching Solid Gold.
And the Solid Gold Dancers.
And the Solid Gold Dancers. Miss Marilyn McCoo.
Lady Madame.
Yeah. Lady Madame. You brought her up not long ago, and after you did, I went, I said, I'd forgot about.
Yeah.
But, well, if you watch any of that now, like watch on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you something. It's kind of disturbing.
It's very disturbing. Ain't no kind of to it. I mean, very.
How
very,
in the hell did we watch all this and sit there and think that was okay?
There was definitely cryptic messaging going on. I mean, it was. I can have bad dreams if I think about it long enough. Seriously,
Listen,
that was
man,
disturbing.
I'm saying for real. Like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
And listen, that wasn't only one of those things around at that time. There was a bunch of people that had those things.
Yeah.
That guy though was
Bad
like
stuff.
everywhere.
Yeah, bad stuff.
Yeah. I'm like you. That was there was some craziness going on with that. I'm not real sure, but I did like those solid gold dancers, as you mentioned. That's just like the In Living Color. You know, they had those dancers on there. That's where J-Lo came from.
Yep.
So you know what's funny? You think about it. How many of those shows from back in the day could you put on TV today? I'm telling you, very few.
You wouldn't have a whole lot of corporate sponsorships attached to them. I can assure you that. I mean, you would be barbecued. You'd be filleted.
Do you think the Wayans brothers could get away with doing In Living Color again? I don't think they could. I mean, I'm saying, because, and listen, we all watched that. Like, I mean, we thought it was hilarious.
Yep.
Nobody thought, you know what I mean? But look, I don't care who you are. This day and age, people's skin is too thin. Back then, it was all they just picked on everybody, and they didn't care who you were.
Yep.
Saturday Night Live was like that back in those days. They didn't care who you were either. So let's see. Earl says he watched Stripes this past weekend. Saturday Night Live and Fridays played a huge part providing comedic actors in the 80s and 90s. Yes, they did, Sherry. Handyman up and away.
You gonna ready to go over, Sharp? I can feel it. I've seen this before.
Oh man. Yeah. Now listen, that's another one. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it was one of Big Kenny's favorite. It was the absolute favorite TV show of all time. But I don't know that you could put Sanford Son on in this today.
Did I see where I may have dreamed this. Did I see where Beavis and Butthead is coming back? They're relaunching that. Is that right, Shark?
Yeah, I've seen that they rebooted it. MTV, I believe it does come on again.
Like new episodes or
Yeah, I think they're coming up with and I think I think I saw something where they are kind of dropped in today's world, but still, wearing their metallic. I mean, I think it's going to be
so
one
still
of those.
Beavis and Butthead.
It's still Beavis and Butthead, and they've just reappeared and are trying to find their way, so to speak. And
I got to watch this.
And have found the world a little different.
Okay, I got to watch this because you have two parties out there. You have the party that believes that Beavis and Butthead is the funniest thing ever, and then you have the parties that believe South Park is.
Yeah.
I don't think South Park holds a candle to Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because Beavis and Butthead, I mean, think about it. When you get a cartoon that gets shut down because Beavis is sitting there saying, fire, 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 fire.
Yeah.
Listen, have you ever watched that movie,
What?
Beavis and Butthead Do America? You need to. Yeah. I'm telling you, they're on this plane, and Beavis leans over to this old lady next to him. She's got a purse full of medication. He finds a bottle. He just eats the whole bottle of pills. Well, by the time they make it to the Washington, D.C., which is where this plane's going to, they go to the White House. Well, he's going in and out of rooms in the White House with his shirt up over his head, telling him he needs TP for his bunghole. Ask Dave Chappelle about how well people receive comedy. Oh, no joke. But here's the thing. I think that's where people like Dave Chappelle have really made good points. And when he came out and said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Why are you sitting here like mad about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get people like that. I'm watching Beavis and Butthead right now.
I saw that. I knew that was coming.
That's okay there, Maury. Listen, for those of y'all that want to know, BPC, exclusively here on Drive Time this morning, is offering buy one, get one free today and today only. Be open at what, 10?
He's actually closed on Wednesdays.
No, they could be open today. Buy one, get one free. I'll teach you to call somebody Beavis and Butthead. You think you know some trivia? I know how to make a few poems too there, pal. I'll put some trivia out there to have people lined up down at the door we're waiting on you to give them a wig. Let's see here. Good morning, Randall Mallard. Have a good day there, sir. King Kane, the great Cornholio. Back and to the left. Anyway, BPC. Lord have mercy. I did see the new menus. Molly did a great job on those. You see them? He posted.
I hadn't seen
He
it.
did a good. She did a great job.
I hadn't seen it.
They look good. Another minor. Did you minor in that too?
In English?
Is
Yes.
that
I was responding to Don.
so? You English really was a minor.
I got 16 of them.
So let me ask you this: if you majored in English, is that something like to be a teacher? Is that why you would major in English?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can use any degree to get into law school.
Sure,
Being a strong writer
helps for
helps.
that. Yeah, I've just always been curious, what do they teach you in English? Like more so than you. I mean, I know you know what I mean. Like, that's why I've always thought maybe it's a teaching degree type thing. You know, that you go take that to become a teacher or something.
I saw a post on Facebook, and it was humorous, but it was equally disturbing, and I can't remember who posted it, but they did a survey somewhere in this country about should Arabic numbers be taught in school. And 68% of the people, I think it was 68%, said no. You know what the Arabic numbers are, don't you? 0, 1, 2, 3. But they just saw the word.
Well, that's why I was looking at you crazy going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We already teach that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's like 68% of the people, see a word that makes them feel a little uncomfortable, don't know the meaning of it, don't have good information, and said, absolutely not. Get it out of the curriculum right now. Okay, what are we going to use? Roman numerals? I mean, what would you rather use?
and see,
it was humorous, but it was also quite frightening.
well, there is, now see, you got a lot of people who call that mis or disinformation. I don't call it that.
Yeah.
I think that's a buzzword. I think that's just somebody who just don't know the definition of the word, but it's not that they're trying to put out bad information.
Yeah.
I mean, you think that person done that on purpose? Meaning they knew this wasn't right and put it out there anyway?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking. I think they asked the question knowing exactly what the response was going to be.
Okay.
And I think they were showing exactly where we are as a society.
So you're saying they did it with malice. I'm saying,
not malice. I think they're trying to prove a greater point.
Oh.
That we have people
I got you.
that are being passionate about things and they don't even know what they're talking about.
And that's what so that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying this person was making that point.
Yes.
That was the point I was making is most people, they would put that out there and like you said, they say one word, it turns them up.
Yeah.
And next thing you know,
you don't even know why you're mad.
Yeah, you have no clue.
You don't even know what you're upset about.
No.
You don't even know what you're standing against. I mean, it was just, that was, like I said, I don't know where the survey was taking place. I don't know what the question was asked. I don't know if they were asking children. I don't know if they were asking adults. I don't know. But the fact that 68% were absolutely not. Absolutely not. Get it out of the curriculum.
All because of Arabic.
Yeah.
Because of that word.
Yeah.
Not realizing that's what we already get taught.
Just disturbing.
Well, listen, we all use that old term, playing with semantics.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
now, let me say this. I did dig my heels in on the metric system. I didn't want it.
I didn't either.
Didn't want it.
Apparently, our country didn't, because we agreed to it and then said, "Nah, we thought about it."
Well, I can tell you this. This is a true story. I was in the second grade, and we had to bring $1 for your metric system conversion kit. They were fixing to give us second grade was the grade they were going to grab us and turn us around.
Yeah, we turned in Imperial.
Brought my dollar, turned it in, and I'm still waiting. I hadn't got it. It's supposed to come in the mail, U.S. mail. Never got it.
So your estate is $1 short.
My parents' estate is.
Well, essentially yours at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, you and your brothers and sisters. I'm saying, but your estate is $1 short at this point due to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one of his minors as well, isn't it?
I speak it fluently.
Good morning, Beverly Hallman. Good morning, Chevy Ann. Gaslighting. I agree with that. That's what it is. Steve says baiting. Yep, that's what it is. I do want to say this real quick, and this is, I want to say this not being political. I want to say this from a compassionate place because I watched my grandmother go through this. But everybody wants to get sided up on politics of things, but it's sad what we're watching people put our president through right now. It is sad. And anybody that's ever dealt or had a family member or a close friend or anything that has been through what we're watching him go through, I don't care what your politics is, you have to feel for the president. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me that much more angry at his family for continuing to push him out there like that. And again, this ain't about politics. There's nothing to do with that. I'm simply speaking on a human like level. You know what I mean? I mean you just don't do that. And my grandmother, I watched it, and I'm just telling you, it was a tough thing. So I hate that we're seeing it, but Closell, what's up, man? Pastor Jane David Manning said it best. These folks gonna rise up. I hear you, buddy. Hey, but like Bishop G.E. Patterson said, Closell, help is on the way. You need to watch that. I'm telling you. I haven't seen it. Whoo, man, you want to get turned up on fire? Yeah. You need to watch that one. I can tell you. Kind of like that guy, who's running for, is it governor in North Carolina? I saw him give a speech or something the other night. Man, that guy was on fire. Oh, man. I just got this from Chief. Body of missing, endangered 4-year-old found in Molino. The nonverbal child was reported missing shortly after 9 a.m. Located by a dive team. That's terrible. Good morning, Lewis High Note. Let's see here. Danny says somebody needs to do a well. Yeah, I agree with that. Wife evil, keep him out there. Just cold. No, that ain't cold. So, but I'll say this too. Talking about Common Core math. Is that one of your minors as well, there, DJ? Or
I was already out by the time
Common Core came around.
I think so.
So let me ask you this: what does that mean exactly?
I don't have no idea.
I mean,
none. Can't speak to it.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. So, I mean, it sounds good, but okay. Did they not teach us common math back in the day?
They didn't teach me much, but that was my choice.
Yeah,
it was there to learn. Right. The only thing that I struggled in math, but I was worse in English and science and social studies.
Well, I'll tell you what, math was, now depending on the teacher too.
Math ate me up. Man, I'm telling you, math has ate me up.
I'll tell you this. Remember Big Bob Mitchell?
Remember him well.
Big Bob would, Miss Johnson hand Bob his test. Big Bob would sign his name to the top of it, hand it right back to her. He said, he knew he wasn't going to, there wasn't no need him taking it. Let's see. $2 in the bank equals you broke. Yes, that does there, Danny. Anyhow, so what else is going on in the world, the big world there, DJ? Have you seen anything that's got you like have you got anything from Elon about you? I know you didn't order the Mini, but not to your fault. You can't.
I couldn't.
That's what I was like. Speak to your debit card issued. Well,
she got me squared away Monday morning. Monday morning at 9:15.
Working again.
Monday morning about 10:15. I was hot. I was up and
going.
Yep.
So painless, except for
just a little inconvenience.
Yep.
That's all it was. It was a minor inconvenience.
Yep. Common Core was the most ridiculous way of teaching math ever. Even the teachers struggled with it. And how many years did it take you at Auburn, DJ?
To do what?
I'm assuming graduate.
8.
Now, you want to break those 8 years down and tell kind of what was happening in amongst that time, or
the first year lasted 24 months. I think it was the 26th month when I was suspended for the first time. We were in the quarter system, and I got kicked out for a quarter. Came back, did pretty good for 2 or 3 quarters, and then fell into some old ways. Got suspended again. That time it was for a full calendar year. Came back.
Did you go to Shelton State?
No, you couldn't, and it count towards your
That's
degree.
right.
When you're on suspension, you're on suspension.
Right.
So I came back, and when I was admitted that third time, they told me, they said, "This is it, man." Said, if you go again,
so you had to get serious.
It's over. It got real. That and the fact that my daddy turned me over to a series of 90-day notes that I was responsible for. The schooling got a lot easier when I started paying for it myself.
Say when Ted handed you the book and said, "Here you go."
I remember going back to him on that year suspension. I remember going back to him, and it was getting time to go. And I said, "Daddy, I think I've really figured it out. I found myself. I think I'm gonna go back to Auburn." And he said, "That is great." He said, "I'm glad that you have figured this thing out." And he said, now where are you going to live?" And I said, "I figured we'll just go up." He said, "No, ain't no we to it." He said, "I don't speak French. You can take that we and you can shove it."
Nor did he speak Dutch.
He said, "What you need to do is
that's right. He did speak Dutch.
Yeah, we. He said, "You need to go down and see Dan Thomas at the bank and see if you're good for a 90-day note." And I said, "Well, I don't even know what a 90-day note is." He said, "Well, you're going to find out today." And I went down there and talked to Dan. He said, "Oh, yeah, man, we set you up." And gave me a little book and said this. And he said, "Now you come back at the end of the quarter and we'll see where we're at." And all of a sudden, 90 days goes by real quick. Real quick.
Oh, note was due.
Note comes. So I'm sitting here and so I the last, I guess it was the last 5 or 6 quarters, I was on my dime.
That changes things.
Big time. Grades went up.
I was going to say, I bet everything improved.
Grades went up. Eating was less.
I was going to say, refrigerator was a lot more bare.
It looked a lot different.
I bet you weren't.
Speaking of,
you weren't grilling inside, were you?
No. No. Everything I ate in those days was nuked. It was the grilling period. You had briquettes. They don't give those briquettes away.
Is that what it is? Is that what helped you discover the CPPs?
Man, I'll tell you what. Speaking of CPP, all right, DG's still out. The coolers are still out.
Okay.
I guess the days of the CPP at the DG are over.
Okay.
So I go to Pick and Save, and they don't have the Banquet brand. They have I'm probably saying it wrong, Marie Calendar,
okay.
Whatever, the white box with the green light. And I go in there, and I just had the taste I was getting a CPP, $3.82
for one.
For one.
Okay, so
and I didn't think it was that good.
So you might drive over to the other Dollar General now to see if they got it.
Yes, but I'm gonna go have a conversation at my DG first, and I want to figure out what the plan is.
You just want to find out.
If we're done, we're done. I need to make arrangements.
If they give you a time frame, you're good.
Yeah. And if they can just give me anything, like I said, I've been This has been going on for close to a month now, and I haven't said a word, but I am going to go inquire, and if they can just give me any information, if it's over, it's over.
Look, I knew you were like in serious,
Yeah.
what do they call it? Kerfunkel or whatever they call that. Like you were at a crossroads because when you told the world that you looked at that half warm CPP and thought, I could probably warm it up.
But
after it'd been thawed out there, I'm like, so yeah, I'd probably drive to check some others out.
I didn't like the Marie Callender CPP.
Right. That's I'd say I'd probably check some other DGs out to find my banquets.
Yeah.
Especially for $1, what'd you say, $1.53?
$1.54.
$1.54.
$1.54
versus
you can get. I've paid as little as $1.08 for them.
But you talking about two?
Get two.
For
one was $3.82
for less than the price of one.
Yeah, and it wasn't as good. Not to me, it wasn't.
So let's see. Elon has taken DJ off the mailing list. That's what D-Tom said. TV Wiggins said, you've learned so many life lessons already, DJ.
Hey, man, got my doctorate in it, man.
Yeah. Ronnie Mac, there are 4 new sports in the Olympics this year. I think my pal is going to appreciate one of them. They are skateboarding, surfing, sport climbing, and breaking. He's going to be brushing up on his breakdancing moves from the 80s. D-Tom, 8 years usually equals a doctorate.
It does.
Well, he's got a PhD.
Or it ends up with a bachelor and 16 minors. It just depends on, what trail you want to go down, and
Listen,
do you want to be great in one area,
or do you want to be a Renaissance man?
Or do you want to be slightly below average in a bunch of them?
Listen, you rather be a jack of all trades.
I chose the path less traveled.
Yes, you wanted to be a well-rounded, well-learned Renaissance
Let me tell
man.
you something. If I spend the night at a Holiday Inn Express, I can do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
And have the papers to prove it.
Yeah. Look here. If you can stay at I just call it the O Hotel.
Yeah.
What's it?
Oyo.
Oyo. Yeah. Listen, there's nothing in life you can't achieve.
It's funny you brought up Oyo. I have gone back periodically and checked on the crime rate in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
My first night at the Oyo. Do you know where the majority of crime, the violent crime, takes place in Jackson, Mississippi?
Next to the Oyo?
In the parking lot of the Oyo Hotel. I'm being dead serious. You can Google that.
So
I was at ground zero. And didn't know it.
This was after you stayed.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You didn't.
When I told Stephen Dickey went to school over at Mississippi College, which is in Jackson, Mississippi, and this when I was going to watch Andrew play in Rushton, Louisiana, in the College World Series, and I was breaking the trip up. So I stayed there, and I was telling Dickey about it, and he said, "Wait a minute." He said, "You spend the night in Jackson, Mississippi?" And I said, "Yeah, I was right there on the main thoroughfare." He said, No, you can't do that." And I said, "No, Coach, I've already done it." He said, "Where'd you stay?" And I said, "I was at the Oyo." He said, "Oh my God." He said, "You have no idea how lucky you are." And I said, there was a lot of commerce going on out in the parking lot right outside my window during the night. I mean, it was all night. It was going on all night.
There were some 5s and 10s and 20 twins getting passed around.
I had, I think I said this before. I had I had 3 digital clocks in my room, and all 3 of them were 1 minute apart. Like this one would say 11:15. This one was 11:16. That one was 11:17.
Okay, why were there 3 digital clocks in this room?
Because I upgraded.
Oh, this is upgraded.
Yeah.
Oh,
I paid $27.99.
Oh,
to stay in this one.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, handicap accessible bathroom.
What's the basic room?
I think $14.
And it doesn't come with one cot.
It doesn't come with a door. But it was But yeah, man, I've gone.
It's toilet paper extra.
I never felt like I was in grave danger. Not that there's any other kind, but
This coming from the man that says keep your head on
keep it-
swivel.
but, yeah, it
and you right in the middle of a thing, drug deal USA.
It turns out that I played the odds and won.
Commerce.
Yeah.
You played the odds and came out on
Yeah,
the other
came
side a
on the other
winner.
side. Yeah,
All I can hear is the St. Elmo's fire.
character builder.
No, the Chariots of Fire thing.
Yeah. But now, I tell you, the guy, I'll never forget this. The guy that checked me in, do you remember
Morning, Johnny Sims.
do you remember the movie, or have you ever seen the movie Deeds? Adam
Yes.
Sandler?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember, I can't remember the actor's name. He was also in Reservoir Dogs, but he had like the goggle eyes.
I know
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
I do.
You know, well, this guy had that feature. And I remember I kept trying to position myself while I was checking in to get him to look at me, and his head kept, and I never could get centered up with him. I never thought I was centered up with him, but that was that was how it started. I passed on the continental breakfast the next morning, went down and got me a biscuit at Hardee's, and I was on my way to Rushton. But yeah, I'll still get emails from Oyo on different specials they're running and features and things like that. But
So do they have a so on their rates on their rooms?
Yeah.
I know you meant you upgraded.
Yeah.
Do they have a package that's called this is the room where you don't have to be part of the commerce that's going on?
I can tell you what got me, and I'm the sucker for this. I'm driving down the strip.
Always follow the floater.
I'm going down the strip in Jackson, and they have it's genius marketing. They have a digital billboard out front, a little small one, and it was just flashing $19.99. I said, that's where I'm staying.
So I got you. So
Yeah.
you didn't check in?
No, I
On
did,
no
I
reviews
I
or-
did not intend to stay at the Oyo.
D-Tom, no door. Sounds like the Blue Hoe down in PCB. Well, the Blue Hoe, now they may have had one in PCB. The one I knew was in Fort Walton Beach.
Yep.
Ronnie Mac, did they hand you the sheets as you were checking in? I was going to ask that. Like, did they issue you toilet paper and things like
No,
that?
I remember the flooring being a little gummy.
Oh my
It
God!
was- You know, I came across in my sneakers, and it would be. So that's the only time I slept in my tennis shoes.
Oh my God!
And showered. And so-
Oh
It
my
was a-
God!
it was a trip.
You
It was a trip.
So you slept, you showered in your tennis shoes. I don't
Yeah.
blame you. I would have too. If
And
that's-
I'm gonna tell you, I've stayed in the worst place. Me and I'm telling you.
okay, we got to hear this.
Me and my son and Brooks Owens went out to Jerry Jones Stadium when Auburn kicked off with Oregon,
Okay.
and it was a cost cutter trip, as all mine are. I said, I'll tell you what, we'll go to the game. The game ended. I want to say the game ended at 9:00. It's a 12-hour drive back to Bruton, so we had no real chance of making it back. I said we can go a piece. We can cut this down, and we got somewhere in the Mississippi, and it was 2-3 in the morning, and just had to stop. This is a true story. We go in, we get a room, we go in. Stokes is disgusted. Like Stokes, he went to his suitcase, got on a hoodie. He put on a hoodie and put the head feature on, drew it up real tight, and he was fully clothed in there. He didn't want the covers to touch him. He was laid.
Was this a name brand hotel?
I know. I think it was Charlie's. But the door, this is true. The door would not completely shut. Like we had to put the chain on, and it was gapped. So I got on my right side, and I just kind of just watched that gap the whole night to make sure that nobody was coming in. But it was there was cobwebs in the shower. It was terrible.
So what you're telling me
This
is
is the word, yeah, it's
this is roughly the Bates Motel.
Could have been. They could have been filming. They could have been doing, part 3 or whatever it was. It was, when the guy, we walked in and the guy spit his sunflower seeds out as we were checking in. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, really? You want a room? And the key was, you'll love this. The key was this big. And the keychain, it was like a triangle. I mean, it was
bigger than the
huge.
Key. Yeah.
It was huge.
So why'd you even need a key if the door didn't close?
You tell me. You tell me.
Do you want to? So what you're saying is you wouldn't recommend staying at
No, I wouldn't do that again. That was if my
kind of dangerous.
Stokes was, let's see, that would have been, I'm trying to figure when we played Oregon to kickoff. What would that have been?
2010?
No, like 2017. Bo Nix was the freshman quarterback.
Oh, you're not talking about the national championship
No,
game.
this was the kickoff. This was the first game of the season, like the kickoff.
Yeah, 17.
This would have been 17, 18.
Yeah.
If Stokes had been a minor, I would not have put him in that environment.
So, did you know?
I say a minor. He'd been an infant, a juvenile. He was certainly a minor.
Did you know pulling in, looking at the place, it looked kind of rough?
Well, the fact there was no cars there kind of set up the first red flag.
Right.
There was one occupant.
Did it say?
It was us.
Did it say free cable TV in your room on the sign?
No, there was only 4 rooms.
Oh.
The terracotta
This sounds more like a damn roadhouse or something.
The chip terracotta roofing was another red flag. I think we were on the West Wing. We were in room 3 of 4. But it was
West Wing.
Yeah, it was.
Considering there was only 4 rooms.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so
Stokes was upset.
So
he put on his hoodie.
Did y'all do anything other than just lay there and sleep? Or did you even sleep?
I didn't sleep. Stokes did get a little shut eye. I think Brooks got a little shut eye, and we got up. I think we probably got there at 2:30. I think we were gone by 5.
I mean, so listen. How did you get Brooks to agree to stay in this thing?
Well, I was driving.
Oh, so he had to agree.
Yeah, you were staying. You were staying where I stayed.
Yeah, I got it. You were the navigator.
I wasn't going without a vehicle.
Chad Emerson, the carpet was a tad crunchy.
Yeah.
It was. That's what he said.
Yeah.
King Kane says, Charlie's No-Tail Motel. Ronnie Mack says, Miriam and I stayed in one of those in Memphis by the FedEx distribution at the airport. I think the name was the King's Crown Inn. We put all the furniture against the door and slept in our clothing. Oh man. Like you have to,
great.
You have to wonder about places like that though. Like, do they not have some sort of like the health department? Yeah. Do they not have to pass certain like codes and things?
Well, we were not in an incorporated area.
Oh,
so I don't think they were governed.
So they could do whatever.
I don't think they were governed.
Yeah. No,
plus it's Mississippi.
I was going to say, you said Mississippi, right? Yeah. So that explains it.
The old mighty mess.
Yeah. Oh, but look here.
The old man.
I can't believe we have kept this thing from running off the rails, but I guess we have, and it's about that time. I think we're going to get up and get out of here. Let's roll it out, Mark.
Been a great Wednesday morning. Thank you for spending some time with us. If you have some more time to waste tomorrow, get back in here, and we'll probably do it again. Be careful out on the wet roads. Shop local. Be nice. Y'all have a good day.